Hey guys, how's it going? Today is a planting day. I'm gonna try to get a bunch of stuff in the ground. I've kind of gathered through our greenhouse, went through and kind of gathered everything that I need to get in the ground right away, just kind of make room in here. And then I also want to plant some seeds in our vegetable garden. The fence is almost done. He's actually here touching up the stain on it today, so it should be completely done today. I'm so excited. But I want to plant some carrots and lettuce and beets and stuff like that. I don't even have those in the ground yet. So let me show you what I'm gonna plant today. So the first thing I've got are 2 flats of foxglove. Let me show you the varieties. So these are called Foxy Foxgloves, a really nice blend of pink. And you guys, these are a great perennial for either a sunny or a shady spot. I guess I should say they're not a perennial, they're a biennial, but they self-seed. So the second year, you can let them, so they live for 2 years and then they'll self-seed themselves around. So you just let them do that and they'll just kind of gradually naturalize in the area, and you'll have a standing crop of them. That's what my experience is anyway. These are Pam's Choice Foxglove. So these are both about 3 feet by 2 feet, and I've got a really great place to put them. Then I've got this. Now this is almost bloomed out, but I was really hoping to show you at least some semblance of blooms here. This one looks a little more fresh. Well, maybe not. They've got really pretty color. This is called a Zhu Zhu Flowering Cherry. Just a very nice ornamental shrub I want to get planted. I have got some borage, so a couple different herbs here. We've got 3 borage in there that look very similar to foxglove. I've got a rosemary. This one is Tuscan Blue. I really like this one because it's so rigid and upright, so they make really great skewers if you're wanting to make shish kebabs for the grill. And then I've got a lemon thyme, lemon variegated thyme. I've got a Grand Blandy boxwood, which is more of an upright growing boxwood that I've been wintering for 2 years. I just need to find a spot for it. A couple of daylilies, elegant candy, super fragrant. I picked these up also 2 years ago and just now planting them. And then these sweet little anemones. So there are the flowers. Anemone sylvestris. Little white viola, just a random. And then I do have this ginkgo. This is called American, whatever. So it leafed out earlier and then it got nipped by some cold and it's leafing out again. So you can see a little green, but it's not looking great. So I just need to get it in the ground and give it a chance. So before I get all dirty planting, we're gonna head down to the garden center so I can pick out some seeds, because believe it or not, my whole huge seed stash is gone. Some mouse or something went through it in the barn. I should not have been storing it in the barn, but just decimated all my seed packets, ate all the legumes, like all the beans and the pea seeds, and then all the rest of them are just like in this big heap at the bottom of my bucket. So I have no idea what kind of seeds are in there, so I have to start fresh, which is kind of fun, but kind of a bummer too. I had some really cool stuff in there. All right, Aaron, you ready?
Paying taxes.
So I'm gonna take a spin through the nursery first, go into the greenhouse to see what kind of vegetables we've got in stock. First of all, the fountain is up and running. In past tours, we've showed you that we had a pond in this area and it finally kind of just bit the dust. The liner got a big tear in it and it was leaking. So we decided to fill it in, and my mom ordered that big fountain. So that's brand new this year. Brand new. Table full of sedums and semps. You could do yourself up a bunny with this, Mom.
I know.
Do you know that they have a teapot topiary form too? I know. I'm like, oh, that would be kind of cute.
I would love that.
I really like her. I think she's really neat. Had to come check out the shed too because they just got a new load in. There's some black knight delphiniums that I need to actually fill in a gap. I planted a bunch of them last year, only one of them survived because we did some messing with that area, and I kind of forgot they were there. So one of them survived, so I'm gonna fill in the gaps with the rest of those. And then I really just want some cold crops. So beets, I might plant some lettuce packs, but I'm gonna also get some seed. I need a cart. I should always grab a cart in the beginning. I don't know who I'm kidding, thinking I'm only gonna grab a couple of 4-packs. Ooh, that's a really pretty mix, isn't it? So we've got a Black Beauty elderberry and a Glow Girl spirea. Beautiful contrast. So here's what I ended up with. There's 2 tomatoes, actually 3 tomatoes, some beets, an English cucumber, and a flat of delphiniums, and a bunch of seed.
Awesome.
And hot caps. Alright guys, so we're back home. I'm in the barn right now picking up the lawn tractor with the trailer so I can load it up with plants. Looks like Aaron used the tractor last and emptied all of my contents onto the floor of the barn. I guess it did need to be organized anyway. Alright, so this is the first spot. This is right behind our tool shed. So our house is right up there. And I just planted this gorgeous double flowering wisteria right here that's gonna climb over the iron trellis. And then I'm also gonna train it to grow up on the roof of the tool shed so that it can kind of spill over. I think it'll be really, really pretty. But it's a perfect location to tuck just a few little perennials. So this anemone is a zone 4 and it just grows 12 to 18 inches tall, 12-inch spacing, but they can take a shadier spot. Especially in our area, they prefer almost full shade. There, I think that'll be sweet. So the anemones will probably fill in this whole area here and kind of push through the arbor so we can see those cute little white flowers. I did just tuck that little random white viola right there, and they are perennial, so that one will just kind of hang out there and kind of grace the edge of where the gravel area starts. But eventually we will have a pathway that goes from like right here and it'll go around to that spot right over there. So it'll just be kind of an undulating walkway. And then this right here I want to have removed, and I want to have another little fence built where I can grow my corn and my vine crops like gourds and pumpkins and melons and things like that. I always have lots of plans of what I want to do, and I know it's going to take a while to complete, but dreaming about it and planning for it is half the fun. You know, looking at an area, and I don't know, once you finally get it done, it's just such an accomplishment, and I don't know. It's just fun. I love it. Little update on the L garden that we planted. It's looking really pretty. Veggies are growing nicely. You can see I just ran some soaker hose, these poor onions. This little thing, this little greenhouse cover got blown kind of into the garden in a really bad windstorm, and it just raked across the onions, so they're kind of rebounding from that right now. But this 1/4-inch drip hose has been really nice. Oh, and I've got a strawberry that's about ready. 1 or 2 more days. So this ornamental cherry, you guys, is actually going to be available in garden centers next year, but you can order it online this year. And it grows about 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, and it's a zone 5 through 9. I just think it has such a beautiful spring interest. I can't wait to see this one grow on and just be full of those blooms. I'm finding all sorts of planting areas in this spot, so I decided to put the Grand Blandy boxwood right here, because if you can see, the tag, they grow 6 to 10 feet tall and 2 feet wide. So I think the width will be perfect to just put right here, kind of along this beam. And it can just go ahead and grow to its heart content, and it can grow up tall if it wants to. I think it'll be a nice grounding, weighty piece right there. And I like the fact that it's evergreen and that it's boxwood. Also, while we are on the subject of boxwoods, check this one out. This is the one that we transplanted last year. This thing is huge. Woo! Holy moly. Does it look level?
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it look like a loss?
Yeah, come look at it.
Had a lot of people tell me it was gonna die because I really didn't, when we dug it out, I didn't have any intention of repotting it, but we decided to go ahead and do that. So I didn't really try to dig a whole lot of roots out, but I gave it a whole bunch of root stimulator and kept it really well watered, and it did fantastic, and there's a whole bunch of new growth. So there. Boxwood is in, and I'm really excited because we just ran water over to this area. So this whole area we plan on planting up this year, we had to tap in actually beyond the tool shed and then trench all along here to lay the pipe, and then it comes up right here, and so I was able just to pop a little drip tube right there so that the boxwood will be happy. We also took off and trenched this way and trenched drip to this bed. So I've got 1/4 inch soaker hose running throughout this whole asparagus and rhubarb bed, and I have that one mulched so you can't see the drip tube. Look at the difference. I haven't touched this one yet because I ran out of tubing, which we have now, so I just need to do it. I need to trench from here over to the corner of the box, and then we go up into the box. So it'll look a whole lot better when I have it done. All right, so this should be interesting. You guys wanna watch me try to back up a little trailer? This could be embarrassing. I could use a little bit of practice. So I'm in the vegetable garden now, and this back bed right here, this is one of the 3x4s. I'm gonna designate this one for my herbs. It's kind of being taken over by like little random extras that I've had left over out of 4-packs, as well as some onions, but as soon as I harvest those things, herbs will go in. So I've got my rosemary right in the corner and my lemon variegated thyme. It smells so good. So do you guys remember this area? This is where I planted the Pinky Winky hydrangea standard, or hydrangea tree, last year right off the corner of the back sun porch. But this whole area back here is not planted with anything. So I thought it would be really fun to just mass plant it with foxgloves, because they tend to do, well, they did really well for me in my last garden. So I would be interested to see how they do for me here. And you know, they'll kind of cover the little irrigation boxes there. That little house covers all of our, like the inner workings of our sprinkler system. And then there's a little rain thing, but honestly, we hardly ever get rain, so that really doesn't make much difference. But there's already drip tubing in here, so I'm gonna get them all laid out. I think they're gonna fill this area in beautifully. I can't wait to see them grow. Love the foliage. It actually looks a lot like the borage that I just planted, and it's very different from the boxwood, which I really, really like. And then the blooms and the hydrangea blooms will be set apart from one another because they're totally different structures. So I think it'll just be really nice and pleasing to look at. All right, so now to dig all of those holes. We're getting through this trailer load a lot faster than I thought we were going to. We just have the 2 daylilies and the sad looking ginkgo. So I just have to find a spot for these 3 plants. Before we leave this area though, I wanna show you these delphiniums. Aren't they beautiful? We're only mid-April and they're already blooming. And these were brand new little 4-inch plants. Really pretty. Cannot wait till they fill that area in. So I'm looking for one more kind of tallish thing to be back here. Can't wait for that David Austin to climb this obelisk right there. It's a Teasing Georgia, so it's a pale yellow. And there are all the violas. Ugh, I need to spend like a good afternoon out here just roguing those out. They just look like a bunch of weeds and I can't stand them. There really are very few plants that I dislike in a garden, and I don't mind violas or anything else for that matter that takes over if it's in the right spot. But right there, it's not the right spot. So at this point, I don't think I'm gonna get anything that I picked up at the garden center planted today. And I sure hope you guys like these videos. They're kind of nice for me because it's like a garden journal, to be honest with you. Like if I forget a variety name, or I don't know, if I wanna go back and review something, I can, like I've got it on video, so I can go back and check it out. So maybe you guys should do that. Like think about taking your cell phone out and just recording a quick video in the different seasons. So in the wintertime, you can look through that and you can use that as a really good kind of launching point for plans. Like you can see areas in your garden that might need a little extra color here or there, or an evergreen here or there. But anyway, you'll be able to see all of the plants I planted today kind of progress through the season as we give you guys garden tours. And we will be doing a tour of our vegetable garden here very soon because the fence was just finished today. There's a couple of things I want to do in there though before we give you like kind of the grand reveal. So that will be soon. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.